never predict a round, can you? As I said, I thought I would have loved it to go like 4 rounds or something like that, because I definitely always want to like get my opponents out of there in good fashion and knock them out. But I thought maybe 4 rounds, but to do it in one, I'm not complaining. But it would have been good to have gone a few more. And it's good for the people that come out to watch as well.
Do you think Dillian will last long?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I can't predict.
And have you watched Dillian's fight?
What I normally do, because unfortunately as soon as we come in, kind of like just chill, locked down in a little isolated room. So tomorrow when I chill out at home and that, I'll normally watch the fight back, so I'll get to see it tomorrow.
Can you explain what happened this year after the weigh-in?
I think like we're just in the same area, and I think with all the hype, you think you're just maybe a bit nervous when I come around or something like that, and it seems to just build up a lot of tension, and he just like blurts out his steam to everyone, and that's all it is. No big deal.
Does it bother you some of the things you're saying?
Nah, because I get to fight him in December, don't I? So, no problem.
You expecting it to get worse?
Yeah, of course. But bring it on. You'll probably hear a bit more from me. I said, the reason why I don't say much is because I can't overlook Gary Cornish, could I? My fight with Gary was the most important thing. And if you ask me about Gary, I could answer it. Now if you ask me about Dillian, because I'm fighting Dillian, you'll probably hear a lot more from me.
Eddie, the potential rivalry between these two, where does it sit amongst the great rivalries we've had? Essentially, because obviously the build-up hasn't actually properly started yet.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. I don't think, you've seen some petty stuff. I think we've got to be a little bit careful because, we've got to act in the best interest of the sport, but it's not nice. And I think, you'll be all right. It's the kind of shit you live for. But these boys might think a little bit differently, But no, it's what's going to sell the fight. There's history, there's bad blood, there's rivalry.
Anthony might not have seen the fight, but I'm sure you did it. You didn't look like he didn't really deal with what
I think Brian Minto, he's reasonably experienced. He's not a mug and he's quite awkward because he's so small. I thought Dillian did okay. I think there's a lot of pressure on him as well because he's not really been in that situation before. He walked out in front of 14,000 and he hasn't boxed in that kind of arena before. And everybody's talking about the Anthony Joshua fight. So he hasn't had the experience in his career to deal with what's happening right now. And I think that was one of the problems that he had. I think he was a little bit keen to impress. But he can punch hard. He hurt him badly with a knockdown. And the final knockdown, most people thought it wasn't much of a shot. It was a big right hand and left hook to the top of the head. And if Minto wanted to quit, he could have done it in the second round, easy. But he's dangerous. Dillian's dangerous. But I wouldn't like to be getting in the ring with this man.
Andy, is there any sense of regret at all that I know you're obviously doing so well in these fights to be blowing people away so quickly, but that you're not actually getting the learning experiences that you could be by going sort of 3, 4, 5 rounds, taking a big shot?
Well, I never want to take a big shot. Do you know what I mean?
No, but we're all kind of intrigued in that sense, just to see how you kind of react to it, because we still haven't seen that.
Well,
you might never see it.
I might just start taking 4-week, 3-week training camps. Do you know what I mean? My coach, they keep me on lockdown, and I've got good people around me that keep my head in the game, and that's why you can go out there and perform. And like experiences like this, fighting in front of so many people, I feel like with me, the more time I have in the gym and the more time I have in boxing, the more relaxed and better I get. So as I said, I think moving forward, that the less I get hit, the better, and the more I be hitting my opponents, the more I can move forward into tougher fights. Because if I get smashed up by these guys now, I don't think we'll be talking about the next step. We'll be worrying, thinking, he's not the real deal. So I have to do this to these guys in order to step up to the likes of world level.
Do you have to do anything else to the point where you're building yourself up so much?
Yeah, I don't know why I took off my gloves, because I was thinking, what am I doing? Because I normally go back and do pads. But it's all good. It's good to rest the body. You don't want to get injured. But I enjoy training, for sure. So I'll catch up with my coach, and then we'll find out what's next and what I've got to do to continue my training and just maintain.
You want to be out again before December? We have 3 months. Very one fight.
With me, I'm easy. It's what my coaches think's best. So if they say you're going to fight before December, I'll be ready for sure. And if not, I'll be in the gym ready for December. So whatever's kind of best, I'll be ready for sure. I'll be physically ready.
Any scope, Eddie, for that?
My gut feeling is probably no, but we'll speak to the coaches will decide. He could box on the Kell Brook card, but it's a big fight, the Dillian Whyte fight, and you don't want to go in and overcook it. I mean, it's only 3 months sounds like a long time, but time he has a couple of weeks off. He'll be wanting a 10-week camp for that fight anyway. So he's just, I know tonight was a minute, but I've seen how hard he's trained for this one, and we're approaching now. I mean, he'll never have another fight under 12 rounds in supposed duration, but every fight will be a championship fight now, so I don't think you're going to see him boxing every 6-7 weeks. And my gut feeling is move on to the December 12th, but again, the coaches will decide.
Apart from that fight, though, have you got anything else penciled in for this 12?
A big card, It's crazy.
Really?
Plenty. You'll probably get it out of me in a week.
Dave Ryan and that they do number 3, I think.
Four.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
They're good. They have a good scrap them too. It's good.
AJ is obviously WBC number 2. I mean, it is a scenario with, say, Povetkin, while they're not wanting to face Povetkin in Russia. If you ended up in a situation where Povetkin was, against AJ in a vacant title, would you apply the brakes if that was something that would happen? It's not really for me to decide. It's the coaches and the team. I think, Dillian Whyte just won the WBC International Silver Strap. He'll move into the top 15. Povetkin's got the silver belt. And once that fight gets made with Wilder or not, that will become vacant. But every governing body is looking at AJ. I mean, they're all, if you look, WBO now, I think he's number 3. WBA, he's number 12. IBF, he's number 14 or 13. He'll move into the top 10 in those other governing bodies this week after that fight. And I just think they're all absolutely desperate to get Anthony Joshua to fight for the belt. So he's not going to have a problem. Whenever we want to fight for the title, it'll happen, because they're Anthony Joshua to fight for their belt. And is he sort of progressing exactly as you expected?
Yeah, I think there's a few comments this week about 12 to 15, 16 months before he's ready to start looking at a world title shot. And if you look at the progress tonight, Dillian Whyte in December, I'd like him to fight Tepper for the European title in March, something like that, and then probably one more, and then in the next summer, I think it'll be there or thereabouts. I don't necessarily. I mean, from a management perspective, it's not the right time for those fights now. But yeah, I do. I don't think there's. I mean, outside of Klitschko, I don't think there's anyone in this room who thinks Deontay Wilder will beat Anthony Joshua. I mean, might be wrong. Sorry, but
That's a good thing about boxing. You get a date set and you get to prove yourself.
those
That's
fights
what I enjoy
happen
about it.
100%.
You know?
David Hay?
Of course. I mean, David's got, he talks about fighting again, but he's going to want the right payday to come back in a 10-rounder, which I'm not sure is there for him. But Anthony Joshua against David Hay is a monster fight next year.
Have you
But
spoke to David at all?
I think I had a couple of conversations with some of his people, not about this fight, but about coming back. And he's not. David Hayes is a sharp guy, He knows about the size of the fight against him and Joshua. But we're not really looking at David Hay. We're kind of looking at progressing to a world title shot. So that's a fight that has some novelty value at the moment, and I think it's one of the toughest fights for Anthony. I think David Hayes is a great fighter. But we're looking at winning world titles, and it doesn't, getting through David Hay doesn't really apply to that strategy.
Will you go out to Germany, Anthony?
To watch?
See the Fury?
I don't think so because of training. But I'll definitely be tuned in, for sure. If I'm chilling at home, definitely.
You got a favourite?
Yeah, I'll go with Klitschko because how long he's been at that level. And that's what you're saying, like with Dillian and being at a certain level, experience, you can't buy it, and he's got loads and loads of it. So I think he'll be alright come October.
You know him a bit as well from sparring, so fancy a go.
Yeah, you got to remember, Klitschko's like, he's Olympic champ, isn't he? He's Olympic champ, he's had that pedigree. Then he's been in the game, he took a few losses, he's got himself together, and he's been reigning for it ever since. So I think he's so talented, he's done well, and I think he'll keep holding to them belts.
What do you think of
Contepa?
Yeah.
No different. That's another opponent.
Have you watched much of it?
Just a fight with Price. Yeah, like he's that European style. You've got like boxing, or you got the ones you tuck up and walk forward and try and eat your shots. And it's adapting. With someone like that, you don't want to box with your chin in the air, moving back, because they'll just swing over the top. Just defend and counter. Do that enough times, sooner or later he'd stop coming forward, and then you put him back. So I think that's what I'm saying. By the time Merck and Tepper comes, I think I'll be in a good place. Boxing in my mind, how to deal with someone like that. So I'm sure it won't be too awkward to defeat him.
Would you be quite keen to box for the European side? Straight up to the
Boom, boom, British, European. That would be really good. And then you go into world, and that we've accomplished what we set out to do then. But whatever happens, whatever my team say, my job, be fit, be healthy, live the life, good promotion, make sure I'm ready, get me on great cards, coaches and that, make sure I got the right fights and build me to a world title. So everyone's working together.
13,000?
All Mayweather sold.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. You're fishing for lines, Ron. You're okay, I'll say it. AJ outsold me. There you go. I know what you're after. But to be honest with you, I mean, I didn't expect that number for this fight. I thought if we could, the lower bowl holds 8,000 or 9,000 full, and I would have been over the moon with the lower bowl. We opened half the upper bowl, and I think that goes to show. And although there was a lot of competitive fights on the card, there was no other big names on the undercard other than Dillian now. But there was a lot of ticket sellers, but there wasn't any huge names on the card. So they've all come for Anthony, and I think it's a different kind of audience to a traditional boxing audience. They wasn't, they were watching the Hibbert fight, and I think they were sort of, these guys, And then he came out, and the whole place, I mean, you wouldn't have seen it, but when they played Neil Diamond before you come out, the whole place went potty.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you probably don't even fucking know who Neil Diamond is. Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. No. It's definitely not on his iPad. But I think once these fights, I mean, the Dillian Whyte fight is going to be huge, and it's very exciting to be part of the journey because it's catching fire. I mean, we'll find out the ratings, but I'm sure off the back of Man United against Liverpool, it did huge numbers tonight, and Sky are over at the moon, and it's very, very exciting. All he's got to do is just keep doing what he's doing. Just work and train as hard as he can and keep winning. It's the most simple path that I've ever seen. Like nothing can stop him, nothing other than getting beat or himself, and that won't happen because he works too hard for it. We see him up at the Premier. He put something on social media where he was doing press-ups in his room, and his room looked like a prison. He's got 2 beds in there, the size of these, right? He's sharing with his mate, and the response on Twitter was, "Is that your hotel room?" Yeah, of course. I mean, lives with his mum. Could easily go out and he could be a complete arsehole if he wanted to. But that's why he's going to be a great, because honestly, his feet are so firmly on the ground, works so hard in the gym, and his attention to detail on everything. His boxing, his strength and conditioning, his flexibility. He's the absolute perfect athlete.
I'm trying hard. You know what I mean? And what will be, will be.
Obviously delighted to win the Commonwealth title,
Yeah.
of that magnitude, but how satisfying will it be for you to Dillian Whyte for many years on social media has been fighting you to knock him out? How satisfying will that be in your professional career today?
Nah, Dillian Whyte, man, I got to beat. It's when I get that world title. Let me win a world title. My ambition's a bit higher than Dillian Whyte, but I got to focus on that fight. But trust me, I'm going to deal with that boy. And then I can move on to what I'm trying to do.
But it will feel very sweet.
It don't seem it. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't seem it. So, but it's good. He's got his eye on the prize. That's a dangerous fighter. Someone who wants to beat me, so that's a very dangerous fighter. And I'm not looking above that. But I definitely would like to go on and achieve more than beating Dillian Whyte. So I've got to really focus on that and get him out of the way. Then I can continue down the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. So it's my rematch now. It's the first guy and the first British fighter. And the first one, as you said, he was trying to press all my buttons and being very verbal. Probably see a different side to me, so make sure you stay tuned because it's coming. This was the plan. He wins, I win, and we're ready for December 12th now.
You have to track down that Romanian.
That's what I'm saying. But I think he's still amateur now. So, but if he turns pro, no problem. We can come to England anytime.
Anyone got his number?
Have you got a date for this press?
No, not yet. No. We're trying to get a new sponsor in place in time.
So
Did it mean like having Sean Murphy and John Oliver sort of carrying belts tonight was like tonight's special night in terms of
yeah, definitely. Like you can't forget where you come from. You know, Eddie was the one who fought for the idea. So big shout out to Eddie for that. You know what I mean? Because he knows what type of person I am. Because I'm in the gym a lot. Sometimes I get my mind's not on certain things except for training and recovering. And he brought the idea up, and I thought, brilliant. They are over the moon. They got to come out. It was only the other day, 7 years ago, that I walked in the gym, and they started training me up to Olympic level. The Olympic team took me to professional, so I really keep these people close, and that's why they're still with me now on the journey. And you'll see a lot more of them because they're like family to me.
Are you aware of the crowd in boxing? Like, did you hear the chants of England and that kind of stuff during the fight?
Do you know what it is? It's like I don't know. This is what, for me. Kevin Peterson come in the back and was talking, and then I think like Mayweather's fighting tonight. You got probably some Romanian that's just fought somewhere, you know, someone who just had a fight and just won or got beat, and I'm just in O2. I'm just doing my little part, so I don't really let that get to me. You know, I'm just doing my business, going about my business, so it's pretty chilled. There's no turning back once you're there, is it? You just got to get on with it and embrace the crowd and enjoy it. I learned that from the Olympics, to embrace the crowd, not shy away from it. That was a good experience.
Do you think the crowd got to Gary Cornish? Do you think he thrived a little bit with that?
I couldn't say, but yeah, it is a serious atmosphere to deal with. You know,
I think he started well.
You come out.
Honestly, after 20 or 30 seconds, I was thinking, it's going to be interesting. And then he tried it again, and he just got buttoned, and that was it. It was all he lived though, didn't he? Come out, he threw, I think, a double jab, he threw a left hook, he caught you with a left hook, and then he tried it again.
Yeah. So that was it, he's a big guy. So credit and respect to Gary.
He didn't have to take that fight, you know what I mean?
Big respect to him.
21-0, he could have had 3 or 4 more, build it up into an even bigger fight, but he wanted to take the test, and same with Dillian.
That's it. That's my second undefeated fighter.
Your first one was your debut.
Yeah, Emmanuel Leo.
If you look at most of his fighters, most have retired after they fought him. True. Emmanuel Leo was 8-0, right? He was like prospect in Italy. He got knocked out in the first round. He never fought again. Yeah. The bloke he knocked out in Glasgow, the Argentinian, not Arias. The guy who went 10 rounds with Chisora. Hector Avila went 10 rounds with Chisora. Went about 1.5 with Joshua. He retired after. There's a few more as well. Kevin Johnson. He retired after. There's another one as well.
But that's why I've got to stay on.
Skelton.
Yeah,
he retired. Thank you. Oh, we brought him out of retirement.